Hello everybody. Still technical issues there, but welcome and thanks for joining us tonight. So tonight we're going to just kind of recap. It's your birthday today. We've had 1 full year of being Paranormal Footprints, and what a year it's been. So we've got Sam and Liam at the top. We've got Tracy, Toot Toot, and we've got Shan down the bottom underneath me, and we've really just got to recap on the year and exactly what's been happening and how it's affected all of us, really. So, Sam, I'm going to hand it over to you, doll.
So, what a year it's been. We've had our ups and downs, a lot of people joining and going, but we're where we're meant to be just now. So, I'm just going to explain a wee bit what our roles are in the team and get some team interaction, because I know a lot of you don't like talking, but tough, you are talking tonight. So I'm one of the co-founders. About a year ago today, me and Shelley were actually sitting outside in her garden, drinking cocktails, talking about what we could do to move forward. We'd left the team and we were swaying whether to go back to the team or whether to go on our own. And then full of the cocktails, we're like, no, let's just do it ourselves. And here we are.
Yeah.
So obviously I'm one of the co-founders along with Shelley. We have Tracy Toot Toot, who started off as a wee bus driver. And she's joined us full time. Tracy, how do you feel being in the team and what brought you to want to join the team?
It's great. You have made me really welcome. What made me do it? It's just something I've always been interested in, and you gave me the opportunity to do it, and it's been brilliant. I just can't get it enough.
It was the banter on the bus, wasn't it?
And the banter on the bus.
Tracy, you were actually itching. Once we had done that trip to Edinburgh, you were away buying all your equipment, sure you were?
I was absolutely itching to do it, and you said offered me to go to somewhere in Halloween, and I went with you, and that was me, smitten. So the first chance I got when I seen somebody in a car park.
Aye, that's right. Away collecting the kids for school. Tracy's the bus driver, and I'm picking up my kids. And she's like, "I says, you want to be on this team, sure you?" And she's like, "Aye." And you just was like, "Definitely." And that was that.
It feels like you've been there forever, so doesn't it? It feels like she's just been there.
It does feel longer than what officially January, and now we're into July. But it just feels right. It just everybody's great. Other folk have went obviously, but other yins have joined as well, and it's just everybody gets on.
I think we all just clicked really, didn't we?
We've had some good nights.
We've had some great nights. You've made us I'm not even going to say it on this live. We've had some frights over you, Tracy, I can tell you.
I can't help myself. I can't.
The trickster of the group.
Aye. She nearly made me fall in the pool and everything at past events. And
I don't know what I would have done if I actually fell in the pool.
Laugh?
Well, I would have laughed.
Well, I wouldn't have went in because I couldn't swim.
I wouldn't have could have went in either. I'd have had to just chuck something at her and say, "Here, catch this."
We like that, now.
What about you, Sharon? How is it? I mean, we've spoke to you before. You've done these lives before, Sharon. But like, how do you feel now after the full year being with us?
I'm just over the moon for it's just getting better at each investigation. The energy's getting stronger. It's just can't get any better. I'm just happy to be a part of it and celebrating wages because, as I said, it's teamwork, and every single one of us got on. Every single one of us try to be better at every time. So I'm just happy to be a part of it.
It really is, and I think we've all got a wee role to play. We'll do our own thing. Thanks, Jacqueline. And just honestly, the way we have actually clicked and gelled as a team, like we've all got wee jobs, we all do our own special thing, and it's just absolutely fantastic. And it's a positive team, isn't it? Really.
Aye,
Yeah.
it is.
It is. We all seem to just bounce off each other. It's a case of, it's like I seem to, like, when Sharon's about, I don't know what it is. Maybe it's because obviously I'm like developing myself, but it's
Mhm.
like a spark. Like when Sharon's about, it's like we
Yeah.
just completely bounce off each other and pick up on the same things and see the same things, and
Yeah.
it's just really, really strange.
That leads me on to where you're saying that about Sharon. So we've also got Kaylee on the team. Kaylee, and we've also got Doris Hiddleston is obviously just joined our team as well. I nearly got her name wrong there, but I kind of got it out eventually. But sadly she can't make it tonight. But by no means is she's just joined us. But honest to God, what an asset that woman's going to be as well.
It's
Honestly,
fantastic.
and me and Sam just knew together without even speaking to each other that Doris had to be on the team. And when I said to you, Sam, I was like, "What about Doris?" And she's like, "Doris, aye." And the two
I was like,
clicked
I
it.
was actually thinking that.
So we did. We went to a house, did an investigation. Sorry, that's my daughter in the background. We did an investigation, myself, Tracy, and Doris, and we actually did a house cleansing. And what we were picking up on was because of Doris, because we were bouncing over the energies that was coming off of Doris. I can only imagine. It was really I've never been to a place where I've picked up on sensations and actually seen things in my third eye, And I'm like, I was absolutely blown away. And even me and Tracy at that time picked up on the same woman in the same clothes.
And that
And that was
surprised me because that's been one of my
Aye.
kind of first things as well that I've actually picked some up.
Well, that's it. And we picked it up at the same person. And we reckon that was just we being round about Doris. It was absolutely fantastic. So as far as like investigating goes, we're all developing. And I think because the energy that we all go together,
It is.
do you know, it's just so, it's
Everybody's
fantastic.
there to learn something for each other, and everybody's got a gift to use. And that's why we're all bringing it out, because we're all here for a reason. We're all here to do it together.
Aye.
And Doris is, I tell you for the beginning, Doris is, she's just pure in her heart.
She has.
She's very calming, Doris. She's quite level-headed. She has a calming effect.
Yeah.
On everything, even it's just like love and light. In whatever Doris does.
I feel like she's been that piece that we've needed. It's like she's completed our team.
Aye.
I genuinely do believe that, and it's just a shame she's enjoying herself tonight, so that's a good thing. So Doris, if you're listening,
she'll be back soon.
Aye, we love you, Doris.
She's the one, because we made her greet at the psychic night because we got her up in front of everybody, so maybe it's a good job she's not here.
Aye, she would be greeting again. Liam, what about yourself now? Liam, you're our tech guy.
Yeah.
And at times we'd be stuck without you because you know a lot more about the technical stuff than we do. So how do you feel about being part of the Footprints family now?
Oh, I'm over the moon to be part of something. I mean, before I was here, the amount of work that you have done and the amount of charitable stuff that you have achieved, it blows me away. And just to be able to say that I'm part of that now, and I get to actually follow on the journey and actually put my input into it, it's wonderful. I said, I'm the the technical support, so I'm more behind the camera and setting stuff up and whatnot. But I'm still a bit of an investigator, and I will still I enjoy finding everything out and delving into the paranormal, But
and you bring your own ideas as well, don't you? You've got your own ideas about when we're out in investigation, what really works and what doesn't work. So that does make a big difference to us as a team.
Yeah.
Liam's
we've
really
got a big,
powerful
strong
with
guy to
senses
carry
and
all the
all.
stuff.
He was picking a lot up at Bannockburn and all.
Aye.
When we were
Aye.
at Bannockburn, when we were outside, he was picking up an awful lot. Just using his senses and all, so he's definitely got the investigating in him and all.
There you go, Liam.
Thank you.
So
The thing is, he is quite open, and he is quite spiritual. He just doesn't believe it. He needs to actually believe it that you are, because you do. You have, there's something there. You've just got to believe it and push for it.
I think over time, when you're out with us a wee bit more, you'll be able to then open yourself up a wee bit more and trust your gut, trust the information that's coming your way. You remember when we
after he came out the last time, I done a reading for somebody in here, and I was just finished doing the reading, and I looked over to my left and actually seen spirit to my left hand side, and they were laughing, and I described the person that was laughing and to the person that was reading for, and it turned out it was their auntie Betty, wasn't it? Me being me, obviously I swear all the time, but I was like, who the F's? And I said the name, and they're like, that's my auntie, and I'm like, wow.
That's great validation.
That's scary.
What I'm going to do is I'm going to just put some of these comments up that we've got here, right? Because we've got quite a few, and thanks very much for joining us tonight, guys. So we've got Jacqueline. Hi, Jacqueline, Mrs. Nice for you to come and join us. We have got Jacqueline McGilvery. Hello, guys, new to this, but happy birthday. Thank you very much, my dear, and I hope you enjoy it. And again, Jacqueline, honestly, right, this is Jacqueline Dixon, and she's from Paranormal Path. Happy birthday. It was great meeting you in Scotland. You know, Jacqueline's such a lovely person, and we got to meet her, and we went to the castle that we took you to, Tracy. And it was such a great night. There was only me, Sam, and there was Lois and Jacqueline and Rocky the dog, right? And it was just one of the nights where it wasn't highly active. It was just the communication that we were getting, and it was so peaceful, and it was nighttime. It was just dark, and the dog was reacting to the stuff that we were getting through. And actually, just the whole atmosphere that night was fantastic. We absolutely loved it. So it'd be good to do that again, Jacqueline. One time, you're back up.
We even got a mimic of your voice.
We did.
An actual mimic of your voice. The footsteps, like on the grass area and stuff, like the thudding of feet on the grass area when we were all sitting in a circle and things.
Yep. This one says Facebook user, but I've got a funny feeling this might be Paul's, because he's going to work. Sorry?
Maybe that would be Lois, no?
Hi everybody, going to work, but have a wonderful night. Well, I just recently spoke to Paul, and he said he can't watch a live because he's going to his work, so that might be Paul. But if there's anybody else that comes up and says Facebook user, you've got to really click the link in StreamYard and accept them to use your name. That's right, Liam, isn't it?
Yeah, you just basically, there's a link at the top of the description of this, and you basically, all you're doing is giving StreamYard permission to use your name in the comments. That's literally
So if your name comes up, Facebook user, then you need to go into the link and give them permission. So whoever that was, have a good night at work. Then we've got Jacqueline back on. My dog got an attachment after growling at a spirit. That was that night at the castle, wasn't it? Aye. We thought it was maybe a tick or something like that he got. Oh, that's what it was. I'm sure he did get a tick.
You did?
Oh, poor Rocky, such a lovely dog as well. And then we've got Forrest. Now, listen, Forrest, you're a wee gem. Now, Forrest was with us in another team, the other team that we were with. But obviously she's joined our own team, doing her own thing. And we just love her. We just keep in touch. Yo, my freaky little ghost dudes. Happy first year. Thanks, my darling. Thank you. And then here we go again. How do the subtitles come up before he's even finished talking, though? That's paranormal. I never even noticed Forrest. Well done, you. Now you can find Forrest on on TikTok. She does TikTok lives where she does card readings as well. So Forrest, if you are still there, you could put on your TikTok name and folk will come onto your page because you're doing really, really well. I love getting a wee reading for Forrest. And we've got Dennis. Hello, Dennis. Good evening. Good evening.
Hi.
And
Hi.
we've got one more, and it's by Facebook user. Hi, everyone. Well, hi to you too, but if you can give us your name, that would be great. So that leads us on to the next agenda. Thanks very much, everyone, for your comments. So we'll go through the team, right? So, Sam, your role. We're going through the roles. What do we actually do in the team? I want everybody to know who we are and what we actually do within the team.
I'm Sam and I do everything. No, obviously I'm Sam and co-founder of the team. I'm also an investigator and a developing medium and do cards as well. I'm just going to start out working with my crystals. I've got a big fascination with crystals. Love my crystals, and I'm also, I think it's in a couple of weeks' time, I'm going to do my Reiki one as well. So opening up even more.
Yeah, definitely that's worth a shot doing that because it's made such a difference to us. Sharon, I can't honestly believe how much that opened me up. And it's obviously helping Tracy as well.
It's the next step for to heal. Everybody that's doing this kind of work needs to be a healer. They can't do it unhealed.
No, that's right. So
well done, Sam.
Aye, exciting times, eh? So we'll talk about all these things that's coming up in a wee while. So the next one, who wants to go next? About what you do in the team.
Well, Liam's next to Sam anyway, so.
I'll go. So it's my primary role as the technical support. However, I am still an investigator, and I will
Bye,
be investigating. So you will see me. I'll take part in the words just went away from me there.
Investigations?
No.
Experiments?
That's the one. Experiments. I will take part in experiments, and I will be involved. But primarily, I'm. Sorry, that's got part. I wrecking the place. But yeah, I will take part in experiments and get involved and continue to delve into the paranormal and get evidence and whatnot. But no, I'm primarily setting up equipment and making sure everything runs smoothly. So I'm mainly behind the scenes, but
carrying the big bags of cans.
Heart, you know.
The big bags of cans of juice that I take.
That was honestly, see if I come across something that's that heavy again, I need to split it into 2 bags.
Toolbox.
We'll get your trolley. We'll bring a trolley next time.
I'd have to a shopping trolley. One of the wee ones that you go by.
Granny bags.
No, I'm alright. No, I'm alright. I like the 3-wheel person. Go upstairs with
Liam the trolley dolly. Sorry, Liam.
We'll go to you, Sharon. We'll go to you, Sharon, next. What about you? How do you feel what do you bring in your role?
Well, obviously, I'm a spiritual medium, but I do Reiki as well. And I'm an investigator, the same as everybody else. I just do the same as you. Basically, I don't have any other than investigating and spiritual mediumship. I think we've all got the same role. I think we're all here for that same kind of. We're all here with our gifts. We're all here with our mediumship, and we're all there to investigate. I think we all have the same role as investigators, and that's the healer and the mediumship. And it's coming out more in each investigation with every single one of you.
Do you know what I think too as well, Sharon, right? Because you came into this as an investigator. We all came into this as investigators, really, right? But generally, when we're out in investigation, the information that you bring forward is absolutely fantastic at times. You know, you actual bang on, like we are so shocked at how accurate you actually are. But the fact that we can then back that up with the evidence that we catch, kind of as a group, that is brilliant. And because you're it's like what Sam said about yourself when we're with Doris, and because you have been doing this for quite a while, you know, obviously the beacon of light that spirit just attracts ourselves to use. So when we're around about yous, they're coming to us as well.
Stronger and stronger. That's what I'm seeing.
Aye.
Every investigation, it's getting stronger. And look, there's Tracy saying as well now. Tracy was like, "No, I'm just a bus driver."
No, you're not.
No, doesn't work like that. She's just come in, but it's our senses now are opening so high, the same as yourself, Shelley, with your like working with the Wednesday and everything. It's as a whole, everything's opening up. So the more you date spiritually, like Sam's just going into a Reiki, which will open their third eye. These things are growing, so it's like the more work that you are putting in yourselves and contributing as a whole, the evidence is just getting stronger.
Aye.
Well, it was the same.
It's amazing to watch. It's amazing to see.
It's
remember
very
the night
exciting.
at the castle, Sam? We heard the wee girl's voice from behind me. It was a definite no.
Aye.
The wee lassie, which I've never heard anything before that night.
It was a disembodied voice.
It's crazy.
I've actually got that on video.
Yeah,
we have actually got that on video.
Remember Sanker Castle as well, Sharon? We were walking down and me and you both heard at the same time. It went like, oh.
Aye, look at
right behind us, and we both looked at the same time. And then again, when we were at the Renfrew Baths, straight away one entered each other, bang, picked up the same name.
Yep.
Aye, it's like the energy's just linking, and then there's you two saying that he's picked up the same woman, dressed the same.
We did. And that's because we've done, I think it's because we've both done the Reiki one. We've done our first level one. And then being with Doris, it just, we'll talk a wee bit more about this, who's we're done further on in the live, but for us to be able to pick up on that same person, and me and Tracy are probably I tell everybody I'm as psychic as a brick, but then when things like that happen, it was that time we went to that investigation, remember, and I picked up in that year. Sam and Liam, you came when I'm talking about, and it was like a bridge that was built over where we were, and that was built in that same year. And I thought, I'm astonished, and then I was coming up with names that was relevant, but that was because of the Reiki opening me up. But to be with Doris and being able to, for us to see the same person was fantastic.
No, that is brilliant.
Tracy, what about yourself?
Well, I'm an investigator.
You're the investigator. Aye. And a healer.
And hopefully, I'm practicing that bit.
Yeah.
And the tea maker.
And the fright giver.
Well,
and the fright giver. Yeah. That's my main role, is to get Sam.
Pretty much.
And obviously drive the bus to.
Well, I mean, without you, the paranormal events,
it makes sense.
We can't thank you enough for that, Tracy, by the way. Do you know what I mean? As a team, to have you.
Yeah, you get the banter on the bus, you get everybody together, unless you're all sleeping. And
so that just leaves me. We've got Doris, who is obviously investigator now, and she's a healer. She's a Reiki master, and she was really good. She's developing a mediumship. Is that right, Sharon? She has a medium.
Aye. She's a medium.
Aye. So it was that to be. I've been working with her, and obviously watching her work with you, Sharon, doing the protection on us at Bannockburn and after Bannockburn was fantastic, and it was that made me and Sam both look at each other and think, well, Doris, you need to come on the team.
Aye.
You know, and
she always wanted it. Aye, she wanted it as well. Look, Doris has been at the first investigation. Like she's no mission. No, because it's in her, it's what she's got in her, and she just wants to help. She's just pure. And that's what I mean. Going and asking her, Doris, she had her stuff where it was obviously what she wanted today, like. So It was always planned. It was always meant.
Well, we're so pleased to have her.
Aye, she's amazing. She really is.
It's a no-brainer.
Kamika, it's brilliant having you with us as well. We absolutely love having the same people over and over again, and that speaks volumes that the same people actually want to come back to each event. And that actually makes us quite proud, the fact that we've got people that want to return again and again and again and again and again. It's really good. It's heartwarming.
It's very emotional, actually, when you see it. You know, it's like people are actually itching to get out in the next investigation. They can't wait. You know, it's fantastic. So
it speaks for itself. So when you do have the same people that want to keep coming back, we must be doing something right.
But it's the same with the team, though. Talking about the energy. See the energy we've got when we go over paranormal events with the people that come with us. It's always the same, isn't it? There's that high level of kind of high energy. It's absolutely fantastic. And it's due to the fact that the guests that come with us as well. You know, we can't do that ourselves. It's got to come with the folk that come with us. And so credit where credit's due. Thanks very much for you all coming. We've got Kaylee McGee. She's not on the night, but also I'm sure she'll get to be watching it at some point. And she has got the dolls, hasn't she, Sam? We've got you, me, yous have got dolls. Kaylee's got dolls. But ultimately it was Kaylee that started off with the dolls. So I would say she was a wee specialist on the haunted doll subject. Aye. And we all she's a wee researcher too. She researches different locations, but we all do that as well, don't we? And we're in way, you know, try to figure out where to go. So, and then there's me. But, I know. I mean, obviously, as Sam says, we started this team, but when we started this team, we never thought, oh, we're going to just do this ourselves. There was never ever a second we thought about doing that, but. That's how we kind of went and reached out to Sharon, 100%. We had to go to Sharon. Sharon's a wee guider. You guide us, Sharon, don't you? We go to you for advice as well.
Because originally, actually, I had a reading for you, Sharon, right? And the thing was, we hadn't told you that we were going to be branching out ourselves, and you picked that up in the cards about a new business venture.
Aye.
You picked that up. And that was obviously because me and Shelley had been conversing about paranormal footprints and stuff like that. And at that point, it was just written down on a bit of paper. We were literally just thinking, we were sitting thinking, will we take that risk? Will we know there's that much out there? Will we fit in? Is there a place for us? And we just thought, Ken, what? Why no? Why not just go and do it? We've not got anything to lose.
Nothing ventured, nothing gained, and that was it. So obviously, me and Sam set the page up. We organise. Well, we were organising the events for ourselves, but we've got a team now, so we're not doing it all ourselves anymore.
No.
Can we do? Obviously, the team have got the input for the where we're going and what we're.
I've gone there for a wee while.
It's quite full on, wasn't it, with the events that we had, like the psychic and that. But we're doing really well with it, though. It's good. And so when I started this, I thought, right, okay, we've just done paranormal investigations, which is something that I love doing anyway. But then I went and started doing my Reiki 1, and that really did push me forwards a wee bit, do a wee bit of researching on locations, organise the pages, didn't we? Do that. And what else? Not really do that much, to be honest, right? I just
okay.
you do everything.
You're not gonna mean it.
No, crazy.
So like obviously through Paranormal Footprints, we all got to organise the pages and stuff like that. So we do that, and then we organise the events, and then we're trying to develop our own self. So I've went and got my cards, so I'm practicing my cards now, and I've done my Reiki 1, so I'm looking to go and do my Reiki 2, and set up a wee therapy room. at a place where I'll talk about later again, because there's so much to talk about what's happening in the future. And really just developing my mediumship. That's what I really want to do. So I think we'll go into the next thing, because that's me talking about me and like.
So events that we've done in the past and what we've got coming up. So one of our first actual event was we organised a bus trip to Edinburgh Vaults.
Yeah, I'm going to share the video for that on YouTube, on the page, because I watched it today. It was great.
Is it a good tune?
Great memories.
We arranged an outing with City of the Dead tours with Jamie, Mr. Greyfriars himself, and absolutely had a ball. Everybody was fantastic. Everybody loved it. You were on that one as well, Sharon, I think.
Aye, that was a great laugh.
It was just really, really good. So we started off there, and from there it just sort of grew. We went from there to then organising spiritualist nights for charity.
Mm-hmm.
Then we gave to Cash for Kids, and we gave to
Glasgow Children's Hospital.
The Children's Hospital in Glasgow. So we've done things like that. We've had 2 spiritualist nights now?
2.
3? 2 or 3?
2.
2.
Yeah.
2 spiritualist nights. We've done the vaults. We've done
Victory Baths.
The Victory Baths in Renfrew.
And Bannockburn House.
Bannockburn House. That was good as well. Bannockburn was amazing.
That was really good. That's one we need to go back to, actually.
Aye, that was fantastic. They even see the men that were hosting that night. They made that. They were
100%.
fantastic hosts.
Fantastic. Yeah, really good.
So, the events we've done, I mean, how many is that now? Edinburgh, the Psychic Nights, and then we've got the Victory Baths, and
then they've done the overnight in the vaults.
So that's like 7 events we've done.
Mm-hmm.
Big events.
The next one's in October.
In Inverary.
In Inverary,
that one. And it's no that we could have actually sold that twice ever. See with the amount of people that actually wanted to go to that, and it was just unfortunately we just couldn't get another second date to be able to fill another bus.
I tried to get a second date, and I was told there was nothing till next year.
I know.
Booked out.
So,
but there'll be plenty more.
Aye, and we'll be doing our own things as well on top of that. So we've still got our own investigations as well on top of that. So going through about the team. So obviously when we started ourselves with yourself, Sam, me, Shan, and Johnny, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And then we came on. Then we had Lois came on as a team member, and then we had Sophie and
Jordan.
Sophie and Jordan. Now, God love they two. They were too young for it. So we just kind of thought, well, you've got a life ahead of yourselves. You've got more to give in your own life. You've got a life to try and build for yourselves. So you're better concentrating on yourselves first and foremost. And maybe when you're older, you can come back if that's something that you want to do. My phone's going off funny now. So, and the next thing was we've had Johnny. Well, Johnny was just, I think what happens is people end up with so much going on in their life that the commitment isn't there anymore. And with something that's you need to drive, there isn't any place for somebody that will not put the work in. So, and when you're trying to build something and you're trying to move forwards and get help doing events and working the page because it's a constant struggle to do this, then sometimes you've just got to say, I'm sorry, it's not working. But we wish you the best of luck in the future, and hope that they actually do really well and whatever it is that they've got planned. And then that brings me back to Lois. Now, we love Lois. Lois is just a lovely person. My phone's going off funny for some odd reason. I don't know what's happening.
You're fine on this end.
Can you hear me okay?
Aye.
Yeah.
Right. So Lois is still there, a very good friend. Very good friend, but obviously again, we're that busy trying to go organise events and public events. Lois is no interested in public events, and rightly so, because you end up looking after the public more than actually enjoying the investigation part. And obviously she's doing really well with her different crime pages and stuff like that, working with Paranormal Path with Jacqueline. So it's just kind of been a natural progression that although she's still there and still a valued friend, you know, we've kind of just evolved. And I think that's basically what we've all done. We've just evolved. So, but again, we just wish her all the best of luck, and we do love her a lot.
Oh, we love her loads.
So, but then obviously we have got the team that we've got, and that team is as close as we're going to get to the best team ever.
Aye.
Right? No, I don't know what's happening to my phone. I think I don't know,
You're
it's drained
fine.
down to 12% battery. I might have to come out of this and then come back in.
Oh, she's flung that in a floor.
No, but I don't really want to do that. I think my phone's overheating. It's probably fed up listening to me talking.
The team that we have now is like, wow. It just feels so right. It feels like everything's just gelled into place. And that
Aye.
who we have in the team is who's supposed to be in the team.
Yeah.
It's like we
We're
just
all
all bounce
here
off
for a
each
reason.
other. Aye, we just
Yeah.
all bounce off each other. We're all the same sort of nature. I'm the quiet one. But
Aye.
it's all nice and just
That's me.
Aye.
right. And it's just all nice and free flowing, and there's it's like all harmony. It's all like love and light. We're all there for the same thing. We all want the same thing. So it's definitely the team that we've got now that we're spot on. That's what we've got.
And
Aye, definitely.
see, like the people that we've worked with, like, and the guests that we've had on, because we've done quite a few lives, whether we've done lives for sale on the Things Network or we've done lives with Spirit Whisperers with Charlotte Underwood. You know, you and
met a
myself,
few
Sam,
amazing
we've spoken to quite a lot of people,
Yeah.
and lovely people in the paranormal field.
Yeah.
Haven't we?
Like David Childers and Dan from Australia. They're all honest to God.
Chris Sanders,
Kirsty
Dan
Grisson.
and Pete for Night Watchers,
Yeah. And Kirsty.
and Angela Accardi, Phil
Loads.
and Sarah
Kirsty's
Wyman.
like a self-proclaimed
Aye, they were
vampire.
good.
She's amazing.
Aye. And then Sean Whittington as well. We spoke
Oh,
to.
he was good.
Aye.
Demonologist.
Aye. Aye. And
We've had quite a
exorcist.
lot.
He was an exorcist, actually. A
Aye,
minister,
he's an exorcist
an
as well.
ordained exorcist. And then we spoke to Ben and their demonologist. And that's terrible, my name.
Yeah. We also had Phil Wyman on and his Sarah in the team. That was good as well.
Aye.
Really, really, really good.
And we had
a few.
Jamie on for City of the Dead tours. We've had him on too, and that was really good as well, talking about our event that we had put on. So I'd quite like to do a wee bit more of that in the future, maybe talk to folk out with.
We sort of fell away from that a wee bit, obviously, because we've been as busy with events and stuff. Because it is always nice to, like, I'm gunning for Charlotte. Jamie Charlotte, she's coming on to talk about our books.
Brilliant.
Because she's an author, she's a death historian.
Yeah.
So she's really good. I think it's her third book's in production just now as well. So it'll be good to get our thoughts and everything on that and all.
Thank you, Regina.
And how she puts up with Jamie.
So
wine, copious amounts of wine.
So hopefully we will get some more guests on. It's not something that we've been doing because out with Paranormal Footprints, we've all been really, really busy, just evolving in life. Haven't we? We've had that much on. Ken, our lives have just kind of got really, really busy all of a sudden. Don't know.
There's just been some big changes. It's like, as individuals, I think we've evolved as well.
Aye.
Not just like as a group.
Yeah.
It's like me personally, as a person, has grew. Like myself, feel like I've grew, as in like emotionally and like physically, in a sense.
Aye.
It's like I feel like 10 times the person that I used to be, but I don't know if it's just because I'm in like the right place in my life where I should be. It's really not taking anything away from like my past or anything like that, but it's like right now I feel like this is where I should be.
Yeah.
This is where I was destined, I suppose, to be. And
well,
I feel
you definitely tell the difference in you.
Aye, and I feel 100 times better within myself than what I did.
Yeah.
I've got a lot more confidence. That's
it though. You do get confidence when you're doing this, you know, and what you've the changes that's happened, bound to make you feel that bit better.
I'm happy, Sam, again. It's weird. It's like I'm a happy person now rather than a what's going on?
You're Sam again. You found yourself. That's a great thing.
I found myself.
And
I found Liam, but I found me.
And yous are together now, and that was a big, massive change. So we'll get 2 for the price of 1 here.
I don't care who deserves the medal.
And it's I don't know. I dare say I should really talk about what I've been doing since starting Paranormal Footprints. So after we did the fundraiser for a place called Fossil Fields, and it's in Auchinleck where I live, and it's a youth development centre, but it's also a health and wellbeing centre as well. And what they do is try and promote the health and wellbeing in young children, and by working around about horse care. But also we've got a variety of different clubs for them. So from the 3 to 5-year-olds to the 5 to 7-year-olds, 7 to 12-year-olds, then 12 to older. You know, doesn't matter what stage in life they're at, they have got a purpose in this centre that makes them as valued as they should be. And so through different clubs, we do different things with them. But obviously working with horses and working in the outdoor nature, it just creates a better feeling in them. You know, they've got a purpose in life.
Absolutely amazing. It's so calming.
And so that's what I've been doing. So I'm now the chairperson for that. So I help run it. And we're basically just building the confidence up in all these young folk to just help and to relieve mental health stress, really, in the kids, so it doesn't develop when they're older. And through that, as they get into their teenage years, we then get them like doing jobs that then they can add on to their CV. We're getting them CVs written up. They're getting employability. We're working on apprenticeships. We're working on qualifications, so that when they leave school, because a lot of teenagers lapse away from school because they just disconnect from it for whatever reason, whether it's bullying, anxiety, mental health, learning difficulties. They just detach from the schools, and schools are just no interested anymore. So when we do this, we are helping these kids, give them that avenue that they can look to their future and think, well, I have actually got a future, you know. They don't look at life and think, I don't know what I'm going to do with myself, and then get into a rut and and just feel like upset that they don't know what they're going to do with their life. So to be a part of that is absolutely fantastic. And tomorrow I start theory training with the kids as well now. So all the ones from 15-year-olds upwards are all got to be doing theory training, so that when they, even if they're still young, they've still got that knowledge in their head, so that then they can go forwards and then pass their theory test. And then obviously I'm a driving instructor anyway, so they've got the option to come and learn with me or go and get somebody else. And then that same, and we're doing promoting health and wellbeing. So we've got the gym up there now. So whatever it is they choose to do in life, we'll help them We'll help them get there, and we'll try and create that within the yard, so that they're going into the world as an adult thinking that they have the capabilities to live.
I think what's wrong with with kids in this day and age is they don't get enough credit. They don't get told enough that they're good enough to do something. And I think that plays with their mental health. So you doing that for a teenager and for a young child, that's giving them the confidence to move forward, and that's giving them the persona that, well, Ken, what, I can do this. I am going to do this.
Aye, I don't know who that is. You'll need to put your name up, but 100% great to de-stress and be in nature with the horses. It really, really is fantastic. Aye. Wednesday night, we took the kids a hack in the horses and took them down, and we found a stream. In that stream, there was tadpoles. So of course they go with the horses. We were doing catching the tadpoles, and they were absolutely loving it. And then after that, I've been writing books. So I've done a couple of books, and on a Wednesday night for the supper club, I've been doing story time. And so basically, we talk about based on fossil fields. That time it was Captain's third birthday. And we were talking about the book, but it kind of lets them say the stories are based on things that happen to them that make them feel sad, so that they can process that in their minds. Hi, Leanne. Hello, honey. So that they can process that in their mind and know that they're not on their own either. That there's other people that feel like that, you know. So for the wee toty ones, then that can push them forwards and lift them up a wee bit till they get that wee bit older again, and then they learn new experiences and be able to deal with it. So that's basically what I've been doing. That's what I've been doing.
Absolutely fantastic. Well done.
It's just
that's what they need. That's exactly what all the Waynes need.
It's a great thing to be part of.
It is. The voice that there's no go.
It's amazing.
You've all been there. You've all been there, Tracy. You've not been there, have you?
I've not, and I'm going to ask you a question because I do other things other than bus driving. How? I really shouldn't say what I do. So if there is a child that needs help, can they be referred?
There is avenues that can happen, because we've got different people come from different organisations. You know,
that's a good idea, actually, Tracy.
Either as individuals or as a group, there is always a place for everyone.
I might be able to put that forward to the organisation that I'm with.
That would be fantastic. Aye, well, we can speak about that and we can brainstorm that because there's so many children or teenagers or, you know, even adults, because it's not just children that we're dealing with now, it's adults, and we've got the health and wellbeing garden, you know. And so what we're going to do is I'm going to go through my recce too. We've got to create a therapy room. On Tuesday, we've got Louise Finlay coming down to do sound therapy. You know how Louise does the sound thing, Sam? So she's coming to do that at 12 o'clock on Tuesday. So for the adults, there's a garden they can go into. We've got all different kinds of vegetables, herbs and stuff like that. And we plan to be able to teach them how to use these herbs so that they can heal themselves as well, along with all the different therapies that we're going to be offering.
That's incredible.
And so that will help not just like women, it helps men as well, because, you know, the high rate of male suicides there is in the new, and just it's the first year. It started in March and it's only August and it's blew up crazy, and so we're hoping it's just going to get bigger and better and help that much many more folk, hopefully.
That's great.
That's the goal. So I've got a couple of comments. So that's Leanne. This is my sister Anne-Marie. Hello, my darling. She's in London. You know, see her name because she's not put her name up. But I can only imagine, unless any of you have got a sister that's. But I think that's my sister Anne-Marie. Hello.
Hi, Anne-Marie.
No, this is definitely my sister. You're taking me hunting. Yep. Should panic. don't think you would manage, Anne-Marie. I don't think you would cope. Right. So what's the next thing on the agenda? So we spoke about how we've developed, right?
Mm-hmm.
So what about if you've got anything to add to that? Because I've just basically just went on a tangent there and spoke about fossil fuels.
No, but that's what was needed. So
Yeah.
well done.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
So that folk ken about it, so that folk can
Mhm.
actually ken that it's out there.
Aye. People need to know fossil fuels is a thing.
It's a wee
Yeah.
hidden gem.
of course it
It is. I'll rave about it all day, all night, all week.
And the lady that you work with, Mercy, she's lovely. She's just fantastic and all.
Aye. See the thing, I'll say it and I'll say it again. See Mercy and Ronnie, the both of them, right, have started this thing. You know, they started it, it was a dream. It was a thing in Mercy's head. You know, she had to support her husband and they said, this is what I want to do. Now, they work with retired racehorses and they've got these racehorses to a stage where their training winds up to ride racehorses. It's called How to Ride a Racehorse, you know. And they'll be doing a charity race just in a few, in fact, it's just next week actually, as I come to think about it. So if anybody's looking to sponsor Fossil Fuel Training Centre, you hear it from me now, right? Get in touch because it's a not-for-profit organisation. We rely heavily on donations and sponsors. So if anybody's willing to help, that would be fantastic. But Mercy and Ronnie, they work day and day, night. God knows what time in the morning to God knows what time at night. They live and breathe that place. And you know what? They do it for nothing. They do it for the
No gain
benefit.
to themselves at
No.
all.
No.
You know, I can't praise the two of them enough and they don't take any praise. They don't actually take enough praise for what they do.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and so I'm just totally in awe of what they do, and I can feel the passion. You know, I've sat there with Mercy, and the both is to kind of tears about how much it actually means the whole ethos about what it means about just being able to help people and heal people and make them feel better, you know, so that they don't have all this going on up there. They're not sad, you know. We've gave them that time, you know. Mercy knows that I get what she wants, and Ronnie 100% backs her. I mean, if she was a horse racing, right, he would back his last penny to make sure that place is done because he knows the passion that she's got. There's Leanne just putting a comment up. Me and my daughter goes to fossil fuel and I enjoy it as much as Casey, if not more. Shelley's also teaching me to drive and I've no gave her palpitations yet. I don't think. My mum is a spiritualist and I did start my training. Reiki healing is the best thing ever and I'm really interested in getting more. You sound amazing and a great team. Thanks very much.
Thank you very much.
You should definitely do that, Leanne. So, but again, I'm going to go and let somebody else talk because I'm having a moment.
So while we're all here and we're quite calm now, can I ask you all individually what has been your highlight of being with or joining Paranormal Footprints? Start with Sharon.
Well, my highlight was being a patriot, getting asked to be a patriot, but it's also joining with other teams. See when there's nobody doesn't get included. If somebody wants to come into a team or somebody, look, when we're going out on investigations, we ask other people. It's like nobody gets disincluded. They get anybody can come along, and that's what I like about it. You invite everybody. Can look when we went to Sanka, there was other people there. That's kind of like everybody joins together, and it's the same when we went to do that other one. We all wanted to work together. It's like. And that's what makes it. I like the fact that it's unity.
What about you, Tracy?
The same as Sharon, because we didn't the same allocation that Sharon was near. It was just us, and there was people walking about, and they come in and joined in, and it was just even seeing them. It was just Sanker was a brilliant night too because there was people there that I'd never met, and it was good just seeing how other people work as well and everybody just gets on and
That was it. Aye. We never expected anybody else at Sanker Castle, did we? No, Tracy, we rocked out and it was like a 10 of them or something. But do you know what? It didn't matter if it was 2, 10 or whatever. Everybody just went in there and done the investigating, and we had great evidence coming through, didn't we?
Aye, it's just anywhere you go, like even if like talking to folk, you just talk to everybody. It was that like that night when we were every night at the Volks. Ken, like it was like me, Tracy's that got her picture took with the other team and everything. Ken, it's everybody just joins together.
As you do.
What about you, Kelly?
Well, obviously, we've had a lot of highlights, you know, and but I think this full year's taught me, although I love investigating, right, my passion lies in being able to use the investigations to be able to help others. You know, because I get such a buzz off of that. It actually make me feel like that's what I want to be doing. You know, so we did a commercial property. We did a cleansing. Sharon, you came in and did a cleansing in that area, but we had done an investigation prior to you coming, me and the owner, and the things that we were getting through in the app on the phone, and the stuff that Sharon was bringing through was backing it up. You know, but then when Sharon's went and done the cleansing, she's explained a lot about what's happening. And then it's kind of filled in a lot of blanks for the owner. And personally, I thought, you know, I'm seeing the benefits of what a cleansing can do. You know, knowing that it is actually properly making a difference. You know, every bits and bobs, I'm getting more feedback coming off them, telling me, oh, this is happening, and it's all down to the fact that all the negative energy has been taken away from the place. And, you know, I'm like, that's really good. And I feel like that is awful good. So the next property we went to was a private property, and it was myself, Doris and Tracy that went. And we did an investigation, and it was a bell had actually started ringing. It was ringing in the house, and it was ringing quite a lot, to a point where they were getting woke up constantly, right, this bell. And I was walking down the corridor, and I got to a certain point, and I says, got a really, really sad arm. I says, can you feel wet? And Tracy, she says, well, I can feel kind of energy. And I'm standing there, and my arm was aching, right? And the property owner says to me, she says, well, can I tell you a wee story about that? And I says, She says, we've got a bell that just keeps ringing in this house. Right now, the bell, the kind of speaker for the bell was right above my head, so it was as though, well, was that where that was, or was that where the button was, Tracy? That was the bell.
The bell was above you.
Aye.
The button for it was obviously on the door, but the bell was above.
And I said, well, she says, so they just keep pressing the bell and ringing the bell. And I thought, well, maybe that's why my arm's there, because I've been standing there pressing a bell for so long, right? And then she said, then we kind of was, that's the time where me and Tracy was picking up the same thing. Me and Doris had picked up on the same person too, a gentleman in one of the rooms. And then we went into her room, and she says, I said, I've got an officer heat in here. I felt kind of closed in, and basically what was happening was this lady was feeling as though she couldn't get out the bit in rooms. So she felt like she could go into some of her rooms and she was all right, but no room she wasn't very good. So we basically went in there and felt like this one particular room was the problem room. And it's kind of turned to that there was a lady, that was her kitchen, and knew it was getting used, her partner was using it to tie his ties up, and it was full of all our earthly belongings, you know, all put up in cabinets and stuff like that. And so we sat down and did a session in there, and we were getting really intelligent responses, weren't we, Tracy?
Yeah.
And so,
I mean, also, the woman's latter years, that's where her bed was as well.
That's where her bed was as well, when she was in her later years, that's right. So we were picking up on this, so she was validating through the devices what we had been speaking about, really. And so it came to the point where we thought, well, she doesn't like this room the way it is. It's getting used for the wrong purpose. It's no, like back in the 1950s, if you were to take all your fishing stuff into your mother's room, into your mother's kitchen, and dump everything you had in your mother's kitchen, she would have something to say about it. She wouldn't be happy, would she? So
No.
basically, this is what was happening with this spirit. And see, for that day that we've been there, the bells rung once, and it was at 2 o'clock in the afternoon, and it's never happened. That's never happened before. It's always been through the night.
Yeah.
And so after Doris had performed the cleansing, cleansed the full house, it has no happened, and they've managed to start getting in about that room and clearing it out. And starting to, we've told her to get the Himalayan salt. She's got a Himalayan salt lamp. She's put the Himalayan salt lamp in there now, and also we've asked her to play music in there as well, because the woman clearly likes music, and so it's really helped her. You know, she doesn't feel so awkward in that room anymore.
See, it does. It makes a difference in their lives. That's what you're saying. It helps them, and it's. You don't ken how much it takes away off them to ken that that's not happening anymore. Because that's what I mean. They've got a lot of fear with it. So it's not just that you're going in there and doing that. You're releasing fear that they can't get rid of. And that's a massive achievement.
Aye. So that is a highlight for me, really.
Aye, well done.
There's a lot more on the cards for Paranormal Footprints. So
100%.
We do have another
watch this space
that we need to organise.
What,
We have
Tracy?
We have another house to organise today.
Aye.
We need to tie in. And another property as well.
Aye, so that's 2 investigations that we need to get our head around and try and all get at the same time. And we've got the Inverary Castle in October. We've got the Solway Museum in next year, beginning of next year, and then we'll have our other events put up on the page before the end of the year, hopefully.
I can't thank you all enough for supporting us the way you have over the last year. It's been really nice and really heartwarming to have you back time and time again, and for the support you show us. It makes it all that wee bit more worthwhile.
Yeah. We genuinely wouldn't be the team that we are now if we didn't have the support for the public.
No.
You know, it really does make it. Oh dear, I don't know what I can say it, but it really does make it all worth it.
It does, 100%. We've got a good bunch.
I know.
We have.
Don't greet.
No.
No, it's celebrations. It's a birthday, so it's a celebration night.
It's very, very exciting. And so generally we're just going to keep going and try and develop our own senses, whether it's through mediumship, through healing, or do you know what I bought? Do you know what I've got? Right, listen to this. Oh, that's another thing we need to talk about tomorrow night. So I've got a crystal ball. So I'm going to learn how to use this crystal ball as well. Sharon, have you got a crystal ball?
Aye, me.
Right, so you're my go-to. Again, I'm going to ask you, but I've got it and I've put it by because I was like, the rain's going to break this. So I've put it by, and then I thought, well, once I get this weekend by me, I can then think about just getting myself a wee quiet space and doing that.
Right, so I'll give you a wee tip, right? It's no different to mediumship. You'll see the images in the ball exactly as you would with it's just another tool. So it's exactly the same as a set of cards or anything you would use. That is your tool. So it's coming to your mind anyway. So never doubt it. Never doubt the information. The first of all, it's spirit. Always. So there's your wee tip for the night.
Well, I'm looking forward to trying it. I'm really quite excited.
There you go, guys. You are getting a practice run from Shelley tomorrow.
No, well, I don't know if I'll be in there about that tomorrow, but tomorrow night we've got a wee treat for you all, guys. I mean, we've got like 6 people left watching, right? But hopefully people will see this tomorrow or in catch up or whatever. But tomorrow night we're going live. Will I tell them where we're going, Sam?
No, it's a...
No.
No.
Right. So we have got a secret location for you guys tomorrow night. But on tomorrow night, we are going to go live. And not just live as in one camera. We're going to be doing multiple screens like we are doing tonight. And so we'll be going into separate rooms. We'll have our haunted dolls. We'll have our dolls with us. And we'll be using them as trigger objects. And we aim to try and get contact with the spirits that are still there. My daughter has had dreams. She says to me a few nights ago, she says, Mum, has this place went in fire? She says, because I had a dream about has this place surrounded in trees? And I said, yes. It'll be roughly about 9ish, give or take a wee bit of time. It just depends when we get there, what time we'll be going live at. But we'll do a wee intro once we get there anyway. And then let you know when we'll be going live. But she had a dream that she says, is this place surrounded in trees? And I said, it is. And she says, because I have had a dream that there was an old building and it was on fire and the trees around it was on fire as well. And I was like, right, okay. And then I went and Googled it. And I says, and then I was like, well, Google it. And she says, what's it called? So I told her the name. And she went on it and said, oh, aye. She didn't say it was the same building right enough, but she did say, I tell you, there was a fire. And then she's told me something else this morning, right, about another dream she's had. Right? Now, I'm blown away because I know this will be true. But I'm now trying to work out a way so that what I'll do is I'll write it in a bit of paper.
I write it
Right.
down and keep it sealed.
Yeah.
I'll write it in a bit of paper. I'll keep it sealed. I will show it on camera so that the rest of the team can't see it, right, while we're live. And then we'll see if it can be validated through anybody else's what they're picking up on or through the equipment. Because my lassie blows me away with her dreams.
Definitely.
She's fantastic.
Aye. Yeah. And she's going to be there. She's going to be there. So tomorrow night we'll have Sam and Liam, Tracy. Are you going, Sharon? Are you working?
No, I'm working to 10 o'clock the morning.
Oh, honey, right, okay. And then there will be myself, Kaylee, and Carly, my daughter. It's going to be a good one.
So we'll see you
Have a
tomorrow.
good night, guys.
We will do, Sharon, we will do. Aye, it'll be all for good. So, I think that's us.
Yep, that's us. Thanks
So,
once again, everybody, for joining us.
Yep. Thanks very much for joining us tonight and for going to be joining us in the future and for everything you have done in the past. We really can't thank you all enough. All right. So we're going to say good night and we'll catch up with you tomorrow night. So take care.
Good night, everybody.
Thanks, guys.
Everybody.
Love
Night.
you.
Good night.
Bye.
Love you.
Bye.